FWA Onslaught coming to you live from Austin, Texas. And this technically would be part of the Texas tour, and they will, as the tour will be ending in Houston, Texas. Preferably, I want to say the Texans Arena. I don't know that actually in Houston, Texas. I haven't checked. But if it's not, then I gladly apologize ahead of time. And I forgot to label this at the go home show for FWA. For FWA Last Stand, this will be considered the go home show. Keith Richards and Denver Lucas are somewhere backstage getting the card, pretty much getting the match Last Stand finalized. This is what we need to deal with. So here is Reese Logan. Now here comes Piper Clark. So for Piper Clark is in ring. So the match has already have begun. It will be Reese Logan versus Piper Clark. And let me just go ahead and find the link so I can send it to one of my friends, since she doesn't have YouTube. So now we're officially back on commentary. It's almost looking up for Piper Clark trying to pick up Reese Logan into some inverted Alabama slam on almost next to the corner of the ring. So Reese Logan trying to get herself back on 2 feet, only for Piper Clark, but to get her outside the ring, pretty much where Piper Clark can specialize in pretty much not so pretty attacks, that being, well, pretty much that being in terms of using brutality. So now we are back to the match because I just got a text from someone. It was an important one, but don't worry. I already had a text already in store. I can type quick, kind of. So now it seemed that for Piper Clark might have just laid out Reese Logan, well, onto the outside. She tried to take a little bit of a celebration of a ring count out, only for Reese Logan, but to get herself back in the ring almost too quickly. And the only reason how you can tell is that for Reese Logan having the Samoan blood running through her veins. And that will be it for Piper Clark, as she just got pinned. So Reese Logan would take the win here. Aha, here it is. Sorry about that, folks. Also, I will go ahead and I'm officially a commentator in 2 other companies. That being a pretty jank looking version of ECW ran by one of my friends on YouTube. I think it was Phantom 9. I couldn't remember, but it's run by him. And hopefully I will be joining the commentary team on PWDC. So in case there won't be any episodes with me in it, that will be why. So yeah. But anyways, our next match was technically already in the books for the original, however, it won't be. But as it will be Mr. Blue taking on, well, pretty much an old rival of his past, that being Triple M Money Making Matt. Now just to keep in mind that Money Making Matt will be having a match at XWA Last Stand. Against who? We do not know yet, because of course the match is not confirmed, although Matt has said that he wants a match at Last Stand. Oh, wait a minute. And I just got word from backstage that the Onslaught general manager Keith Richards just confirmed the match Triple M versus Ryan Stone will be happening at XWA Last Stand. And also, And also, I believe if you look into the crowd, you can see that Seth Maxwell, well, wait, he's not in the crowd. Where the fuck is he? Oh, great. He's in the damn condos watching this match closely. You see Seth Maxwell literally just pretty much watching this matchup with a literal bowl of popcorn. Well, like a bucket of popcorn and for some reason a pair of binoculars. It's like he is watching this match very, very closely. It's almost like that Seth Maxwell already has eyes on his next target. And here comes Blue. After Mr. Blue is saying that he's just tired of waiting. He wants to get his hands on Steve Barron and take the title away from him at XWA Last Stand. And of course, due to the recent fight outbreaks that have been happening most recently, Keith Richards made the right decision in technically not allowing Steve Barron at any of the arenas until we reached to Houston, Texas for Last Stand. And here you can see Mr. Blue pretty much getting the entire crowd hyped up. And I don't know if there anything different about Blue's entrance that he managed to get the crowd's phones like out, and of course he requested the lights to go dark whenever he leads a crowd wave. Honestly, we're just trying to figure out why that not done multiple times. Blue, for the love of God, please do not fucking say that. Let alone, do not let Noah Miller see you say that. Your ass about to die. Your ass about to... Anyways. And here comes Triple M Money Making Matt. Blue. If you remember what Jey Uso said about the Fireflies are his, let's just say if you end up in the crosshairs of Noah Miller, let's just say you kind of asked for it. So all I'm saying is, put them glasses on and run out of that ring the moment the lights go dark. Just saying. But anyways, here is Triple M Money Making Matt. Oh, just to let you know, Steph, the person I based this off was actually a person I met on Rec Room, and let me tell you, he is a heavy D-Generation X fan, so sorry not sorry. Now for Triple M, I wouldn't say he would be the serial assassin, but instead he just would have been something here. I don't know how to put it. And pretty much there's a lot of hateful tension, well, within the two. Well, tonight, the match is underway. Wait a second, now for Triple M man to counter and deliver the forearm to the face. Now grabbing Mr. Blue and trying to drive him into the ropes. But now just pretty much just favor him up, but Mr. Blue ends up reversing. I'm looking for a counter. Triple M, however, slams Blue flat on the back. And pretty much a kick to the rear midsection. Mr. Blue managed to get up, but Triple M brings him down. Well, pretty much with some sort of torpedo shoulder tackle or whatever it was. And pretty much just up to the rear midsection on the body counter by Mr. Blue. Yes, it is true. Now it seems that for my making Matt pretty much on the receiving end of a counter from Mr. Blue and kick into the waist. But now for Triple M, man, to grab the leg and try to twist it, almost like the hyperextend the whole leg. And now for mounted punches connecting onto the face of Mr. Blue is not looking good for him, but in the go home show. And now into the ropes, Money Making Matt almost looking to try to use spine buster to his advantage, but Mr. Blue now picks him up and try to drop him onto the top of the springboard, covered now by Mr. Blue. And Matt immediately kicks out at 1. So now Mr. Blue going for like a rear super kick connecting to the back of the head of Matt and stomp into the stomach. And that will actually might work out well for him. Now onto the top rope going for Mr. Blue. What does he have plans here? Going for a massive elbow drop. No one's home. Triple M moved out of the way in time. Punch into the midsection going for Mr. Blue. And now he's just trying to fire off anything that is left in the chamber to take down Money Making Matt. Now Matt managed to counter throw him into the ropes and managed to connect with an elbow strike to the face, countered by Mr. Blue once again. It's like Mr. Blue is not trying to go down without a fight, but now for taking him up and going for the teardrop neck breaker, covered now by Blue, and Blue gets the victory. And it was almost like for Mr. Blue saying that this match was almost too easy for him. Let me just quick. Alright, here we go. I'm literally just chilling in bed, literally just doing all this. So if I don't sound like, pretty much if I don't sound like I'm well or anything, that is why. Cause I'm tired as fuck, and I'm also waiting for Monday Night Raw to come on, which is coming on Sci-Fi for some reason. Don't know why, let alone don't know, and I don't give a fuck about it. Alright, let's see here. Perfect. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and our third match will be a returning Britt Alexander versus Carly Walker, in which she said that this would be making her second singles competitive match. Don't worry about it. Hell, there's like a bunch of fucking botches that happen in XWA, so get used to it. I'm not professional at this. I will go ahead and say it now. So yeah, third match, Britt Alexander versus Carly Walker. There. But there's no theme music from what I remember. For Britt Alexander, we're pretty much ready to get back to work in the XWA after pretty much spending some time, I think in TBD. And we can't say, although she may have not won the championship there, but she has made herself known and technically reestablish her momentum as a women's wrestler. So it's great to have Britt Alexander back here. Well, pretty much almost just in time for XWA Last Stand, because after almost at the time of the pay-per-view, I think we're gonna need a host. And I believe we know the perfect woman that will be the host of XWA Last Stand. But more on that later. And for Britt Alexander trying to pretty much soak in the Austin, Texas crowd. Well, pretty much trying to make herself known, saying that she is back. Well, in the XWA. And here comes Carly Walker, in which she said that she may or may have not had a successful first match as going into single competition. However, we do wish her the best of luck. But now we're back into this matchup now. And for Britt Alexander, she said she's seen clips of Carly Walker. However, she would probably never get a chance to fight her. And if anything, from what Britt had perfectly described Carly Walker as, pretty much, she may look big, but she literally moves like a high flyer. Technically, take Jacob Fatu for example. Yeah, I was actually kind of thinking that same fucking question, but at the same time, we're just hoping that never happens. So now for Carly Walker throwing Britt Alexander onto the outside. And now, seeing that for Carly might be able to try and capitalize on something, slamming Britt Alexander down onto the hard side of the apron. Oh, don't worry. I already got plans for that. So now for Carly Walker trying to lock in the arm. Well, for Britt trying to lock in the arm. My sincere apologies. And Hurricanrana managed to take down, well, Walker here. Speaking of which, the daughter of Carly Walker, Cassidy Walker, will be seen, well, in action. So you guys do not want to miss it. It's almost like that for Britt. Almost technically trying to like focus on more submissions rather than knocking her opponent out. Because she knows, like, depending on the size of her opponent, that she knows how to try and attempt to take him down, as you saw earlier from Britt trying to lock in the arm, forcing Carly Walker to tap out. However, it doesn't work. Standing clothesline from Carly Walker, as a matter of fact. And now for Carly going off the middle rope into a tornado DDT. And this is exactly what we meant from Britt's explanation onto Carly. Pretty much, she may look big, but let me tell you, if you ever seen clips of Jacob Fatu, well, in the indies, that's exactly how Carly Walker moves. Now for Carly trying to pick up Britt Alexander, almost looking They try and go for the crash landing. But now for a hurricanrana from Carly Walker. And you can hear the Austin, Texas crowd is on their feet. But now Carly Walker going onto the top rope, wanting Britt Alexander to get up. And pretty much going for a diving shoulder tackle. And it covered now by Carly. And a kick out by Britt Alexander at 2. And the fight will keep on going. And now for Britt Alexander, somewhat mad to deliver a counter. And now, like a shotgun, pretty much almost. And now for Britt Alexander trying to make sure that Carly Walker stays down for whatever Britt Alexander has its door. She might be able to do it here. And there is the code, or at least the red alert cover, and it's a kick out at 2. Yes, Britt Alexander's potential new finisher is called Red Alert. Don't worry about it. But wait a second, for Carly Walker now countering out of the way and throwing Britt Alexander into a corner, and running hip attack connects. And I believe Britt might be out cold. And she is. Right, Carly Walker easily bagged up the win. The reason why I'm not using code red because that's literally already is a finisher in game, and I don't have it assigned to anyone. But nonetheless, Carly Walker wins. And as is also made official that earlier today that this match is a non-title match for anyone that is confused. Well, meaning that Cassidy Walker is not putting her title on the line until FWA Last Stand. And what better opponent to fight in order to get Cassidy warmed up for Last Stand. And that would be one of Rosa CM Martinez's cousins, and that being Elena Rivera. Pretty much making her televised debut, well, in the XWA. And as for Elena's sister, well, Leah Rivera, formerly known as Angel Rivera, made her debut during pretty much during, I want to say, in a house show, and pretty much she did great, but however she pretty much lost on her debut. And after Elena Rivera already trying to make a pretty much an explosive first impression here in the XWA, and it almost seems that she is actually doing it quite well. Give me a moment. I mean, for a debuting star, you couldn't expect for someone to use that much pyro during their entrance. Ron, that's actually Well, this is actually like her sister. This is Elena, the one you're talking about has curly hair. This one doesn't. And trust me, Blue, when I say this, I hate twins. Because you don't know which one is which. So welcome to my world, buddy. But anyways, here comes, well, the women's cruiserweight champion, well, Cassidy Walker. And pretty much Cassidy pretty much saying that she is a little while home. Well, yeah, for Cassidy saying that pretty much she's only a few hours away from home, but she is saying that if she ever becomes the first ever XWA, well, if she ends up becoming like the XWA Women's Universal Champion, that being the first ever, she promises, she promises her home state of Pennsylvania that she will return with the Universal belt around her waist at some point. But now that the match has already begun, for Cassidy Walker, pretty much locked in and ready to go. And now for a kick into a lower midsection, well, coming off of Cassidy, and it seems that she wants to try and go again. Pretty much a kick is, well, pretty much a knee to the stomach and a stomp to the back of the head. Now for Cassidy trying to get Elena back up, and looking like that she may pay the price for it. But instead, almost outside of the ring, going for Elena. It's seeming that for Cassidy Walker trying to do even more damage, however Rivera slides herself back into the ring. If anything, I want to say the attire and the hairstyle of Elena kind of looks a little familiar to a certain wrestler that almost anyone would like. Like, I had it at the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't remember. And it'll probably hit me toward the end of the match. Now for Cassidy Walker trying to go outside the ring, but the ref tries to stop her. As Elena just casually just slides herself back into the ring, now throwing it into the rope, ducking under, going for Rivera, hopping over, and pretty much connects with... Honestly, that shit was kind of disrespectful, and I don't even know why. But now I see that for Cassidy Walker saying, alright, enough of the jokes. I'm trying to fight and win. And see that for Elena just saying, come on, bitch, let me see what you got. Pretty much a little bit of a cartwheel and a head scissor combination from Elena. Never have seen anyone use that in a while. Gotta go for some charge up drop kick, but Cassidy managed to get up and almost in the brink of time. And Cassidy responds for her own drop kick. Cassidy Walker now trying to at least put Elena into a corner, but instead gets her out of it with the suplex. Cassidy Walker technically pleasing the Hart Cam's side. And for what the fuck? It's almost like that Elena literally just trapped the heel of both her feet onto the middle rope to make the frame make it look like somewhat of a suspending jump. And we're telling you from this, since Elena does have a bit of a Latin heritage with her, since she's literally born in Mexico, she has been pretty much exposed to a bunch of high-flying wrestling action. But you see, for Elena, she is not the type of woman to literally be doing high-flying, but instead, she actually likes to remain boots on the ground and being a more technical opponent. And looking at Cassidy may almost look to pretty much do this match in the hardest way possible. Now try roll her up, kick into the midsection once again, and pretty much a kick into the stomach. That would probably make you throw both your lunch and dinner. But now for Cassidy Walker trying to lock in the arms, well, Elena gets up, and to pretty much the sweep kick for Cassidy Walker, try to lock it in, almost looking to use pretty much somewhat of a roll, but a clothesline ends up connecting. There's the second, and Cassidy Walker going for another, but ducks under and lands the assisted drop. Step up drop kick is what it's called. It's almost like that Cassidy Walker is not finished at the moment. Now Cassidy going onto the top rope and wanting, well, Elena to get herself up. Preparing for a diving drop kick by Cassidy Walker. Now for Cassidy trying to pick up her opponent, and now almost looking to be in position. We'll pray for the Walker slam, but instead doesn't work. So now for Cassidy Walker, has to go and use anything as a last resort. And looking at Cassidy might, well, seeming here that for Cassidy, trying to target the leg of Elena, kicking her into that leg, kicking her down, and now line it up for the hip attack, and it connects like mother, like daughter, as Cassidy will take the win. Well, I believe now we know where Cassidy got the hip attack from. She literally got it from her mom. Now our next match is MYS versus Mason Page. Hope we can find these bastards. But wait a second, as MYS is literally, and we're getting cameras backstage showing that for both MYS and Jake Fletcher, and from Jake saying that, listen, let me come out with you. Trust me, I'll make sure nothing happens. As MYS is not agreeing with the idea, but however, it's still gonna go. So our next matchup will be MYS, accompanied by Jake Fletcher versus Mason Page, who decided to go out solo. Here comes MYS. For MYS is pretty much completely unfazed, but as he needs to lock himself in for this matchup alone. It's like for MYS having enough of the BS. And MYS just saw a Bullet Club sign in the crowd as he literally just took it. Well, as he literally just took it and wrote on it saying, "Split apart." Wonder what that's supposed to mean. So NYS is pretty much here in Austin, Texas. I'm surprised NYS doesn't have any more crowd signs for him anymore. But nonetheless, he's gonna have to lock himself in for this matchup alone. And here comes Mason Page. And there goes the dynamite going off in the background. Well, for Mason Page. Well, the in-ring assassin. NYS is not even buying it whatsoever. And also another thing to notice is that NYS is not even wearing his protective face. Well, pretty much he's not even wearing a face mask to protect his face because NYS's nose has been perfectly healed up. Meaning he doesn't have to wear the face mask no more. So I guess you could potentially say that NYS is back to 100%. But the real question is, why is Jade Fletcher out? Well, pretty much out with NYS, because we know that Jade had a match literally right after this one. But nonetheless, this is only NYS's fight. For Mason Page, pretty much trying his absolute hardest to pretty much to score a win against NYS, but now NYS putting on a show, or at least pretty much giving Mason Page the beats, and here it comes for right now. And pretty much a kick into the midsection for Mason Page, managed to counter. NYS managed to deliver a knee straight into the stomach. Very much into the ropes, going for NYS. Mason Page connects with the elbow strike. Oh, and Blue, if you're wondering how I managed to make the lights flicker in any at the entrance, I'll tell you about it later. Now NYS going onto the top rope and going for the coup de grace, connecting onto Mason Page. Well, for NYS, literally just slid himself outside the ring and literally just told Jade just to remain quiet and don't distract me. And now the rear naked choke locked in by Mason Page, and the NYS pretty much fighting out of the rear naked choke, since NYS knows how to properly put people in a sleeper hold, and looking at NYS is gonna try one for himself. And now Mason Page fights out of it. And a cutter from Mason Page. And now it's trying to roll him up into a pinfall attempt. NYS kicks out before one. For NYS literally trying his absolute hardest, but now almost like it's not working for him. Now for Mason Page, going for the rapid fire curb stomps. Well, onto NYS. NYS moves out of the way, almost looking to try and connect, well, pretty much with the flying punch. However, it just don't work. And now here comes Mason Page. NYS managed to counter in time, and now puts Mason Page into a corner. Well, shoulder tackle and the buckshot lariat connects. And for NYS trying his absolute best in order to snag up a win. But now go for the Chapter 0. And we had not seen the Chapter 0 signature in a long time. But now MYS putting Mason Page into the corner. Now literally pointing at him and literally saying it's over. And here he comes. And Superman punch misses the target. However, Mason Page somewhat managed to miss his punches on his own. So now MYS is now done with all the games. Now having Mason Page up, slamming him in the center of the ring. But it's like MYS pretty much want this to be done. And MYS not even going to do the top, but here he comes with the Superman punch, connecting, weaving under, and connect with the spear! And a spear from MYS. And cover. But Mason Page gets out before 3. Now MYS literally pissed off as ever. And now outside the ring, going for MYS, landing almost right next to Jade. And you can see her literally backing herself up for not wanting to be in this, for not wanting to be caught in a crossfire between Mason Page and S. Now MYS managed to counter, and the fight is still going to continue to the turn of time. Now MYS going for a held suplex, and onto the middle rope, going for MYS, and going for the middle rope. Well, pretty much going for a middle rope spear. And double underhook, but never mind, double underhook suplex maybe. But now for MYS, now going for another Chapter 0 connecting. It seemed that MYS is pretty much long from being finished. And now for MYS, need to do this fast and quick. And now line it up again. And here he comes. The Superman punch ends up connecting, while weaving under and connect with the spear. And cover. And MYS gets the win. And here's the replay, pretty much about the aftermath of the Chapter 0. And of course, the second one was being landed. And of course, the spear was from MYS. That MYF would be victorious here. Now pretty much just trying to roll himself out of the ring. And like he doesn't even want to do this. Well, after Jay Fletcher looking on, Lydia telling, well, where are you going? Oh well. And technically, MYS just decided to just casually roll out the ring and immediately head backstage, as he doesn't even want to do any of this anymore, or even want to be with Jay Fletcher. Now we can already hear Amber Blake's like entrance music playing while MYS is walking to the back. And for Amber Blake, pretty much heading to the ring now. We're pretty much now just heading into the ring, and you can see out on ringside That for Jay Fletcher taking off her jacket and throwing it into the crowd for someone to literally collect it. Don't know why would you even do that unless you have a shit ton of the same exact jacket you literally wear it every week. So I guess you can say that for this match. Hold on. So I guess it would technically make match number 6. Well, pretty much, Jay Fletcher was technically already chilling at ringside, trying to comfort MYS, which went hilariously wrong. But now it's Amber Blake rolling. Pretty much has already rolled herself into the ring during the break, and now the match is official. It has Amber Blake versus Jade Fletcher. But we need to just go ahead and discuss about Jade Fletcher's attire choice. Technically being like a cheap inspiration off of MYS, from the knee pads pretty much to the shorts. Like, what is Jade Fletcher's exception with MYS here? Like, is this some sort of unheard love story going on, or is this just Jade Fletcher literally trying to spy on MYS for pretty much selfish desires? I don't know what the hell is going on. Now into the corner going for Jade. Amber Blake managed to connect by using her whole back to pretty much in order to get Jade Fletcher to sit. And now covered now by Amber Blake. An immediate kick out, but by Jade Fletcher, and pretty much a kick pretty much to the upper back area. Pretty much just like that for Jade Fletcher. Oh, looking to be going through and stomp into, well, I want to say into the left, well, thigh, I want to say, and head first into the corner going for Jade Fletcher, but now for Amber Blake, and pretty much just picking up Jade Fletcher and slamming her down. But now for Amber Blake, wanting to take this and pretty much make it even worse for Jade Fletcher, and going for a middle rope missile drop kick for Amber Blake. Pretty much not trying to give anything a worry in the world for anyone. But now pretty much for Jade Fletcher, we're going with a leg sweep. Almost, I think. Yeah, it is a leg sweep. And now for Jade Fletcher going for a Hurricanrana. It seemed that for Jade going up onto the top rope, seeming to light it up for pretty much, I want to say like some 450. Like a 450 splash, maybe. Now, with this, and that, I know that Titantron before, that's technically Ava Brooks' Titantron, but she's not out here. And that technically would have been a perfect distraction for Amber Blake, only for Jade Fletcher to stop her midway. Now for Amber Blake climbing up to the top rope. Now for Jade Fletcher getting herself up. Another missile drop kick, only this time from the top rope. Covered now by Amber Blake. And Jade Fletcher kicked out before 3. And it's like Jade Fletcher trying her absolute hardest in order to maintain when this matchup alone. Pretty much knee straight to the face. And pretty much now to stomp onto pretty much the right hand of Jade Fletcher, and it's almost looking that Amber Blake is going to do it even more. Well, Yeah, for Amber Blake doing even more. Now just grabbing her from the shoulder and throwing her to a side. Pretty much Jay Fletcher is almost looking that she is not going pretty much good, but now for Amber Blake, her suspending Jay Fletcher in the air and literally doing squats while Jay Fletcher is in the air for a suplex, and now seemed that for the Eradicator pretty much making her return again on XWA Onslaught. And seeing that for Ripley now, pretty much picking up Amber Blake and using her own move against her. We really need to figure out why the hell is Rhea Ripley showing up at most XWA shows. We need to figure out why this is happening and how is this even happening. But of course, Jay Fletcher technically was the one who made the call. Well, pretty much for having the Eradicator show up to try to distract Amber Blake. And it still just won't work. So now for Jay Fletcher, pretty much going for, I want to say, somewhat of a leg takedown. Pretty much that's one way to get herself out of a powerbomb position, but now looking to hyper extend the right leg. And now for Jay Fletcher trying to go through, but Amber Blake is denying each and every of it. Reversal by Jay Fletcher, and there's the clothesline connecting. Amber Blake running. Fletcher with a suicide crossbody onto the outside. A corkscrew moonsault ends up connecting. It seems that Jay Fletcher is ready to go forth and pretty much making Amber Blake go lights out. As the ref count reaches 4, and I believe that Amber Blake might be out cold. But it's almost, but now seeing that for Jay Fletcher decides to get herself outside of the ring, seeing that she actually knocked out Amber Blake, but only for her own opinion, and there goes another suicide crossbody onto the outside. Jay Fletcher trying to get a hold of the Amber Blake, but wait, there is pretty much the diving shoulder tackle onto the outside by Amber Blake. Now for Amber, pretty much putting down with Jay Fletcher in ringside area, and after Amber looking to finish off with Jay Fletcher by going for a pump handle slam, and that may keep Jay Fletcher down. The right count reaches 5, and now pretty much for Amber Blake to try her absolute hardest here in order to keep Jay Fletcher down. The right count reaches 7, and now 8. But here comes Amber Blake with a massive, elbow drop, but it misses the target, and now Jay Fletcher might be able to capitalize. And see, this fight is going to remain on the outside for as long as both of these ladies need to. But now finally, back inside the ring now for both women. And into a corner, going for Amber Blake. What is Jay Fletcher trying to do here? So we're going for a Bronco Buster. And covered now by Jay Fletcher, but Amber Blake somehow, some way kicks out at the Bronco Buster. But here comes Jade once again for a drop kick into the corner. And now for Amber Blake, pretty much getting payback on Jade for the pump handle slam, and covered now by Amber Blake. And Amber Blake gets the win. Alright. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your co-main event, well, of tonight. And I'm not sure would this even make a lot of sense, but it seems that Haven has a certain someone's title saying that he won't be needing this anymore. Like, what the fuck had gotten into Haven's mind this time? Technically, it will be the Oral Society's Haven, accompanied by the Wise Woman, Ramirez Quinn, versus Shane Dillon. And now we're here for the co-main event in Austin, Texas, here for XWA. Hey, what the hell? I really think that Haven is wearing... No, that can't be. Like, Haven didn't even win the belt. He's wearing the... Like, Haven's wearing the Shadows belt. Like, he didn't even win it. And even the belt was not even being put up for grabs, and it was just only a vanity. But Haven is saying, nah, this is gonna be a real belt under my terms. And I'll be damned if he were to ever come back and try to rip this shit off of me. So now for Haven, well, out here with the Wise Woman, Ramirez Quinn, at his side. And here comes Shane Dillon. Also, people, what I did for the Titantron. It looked like Shane Dillon is the detective spirit tonight. Remember, coming out with a whole ass cowboy hat. Shane Dillon has said, although he is born in Chicago, Illinois, he has family, well, in Texas. In fact, where Shane Dillon says he technically has a little sister that is born in Houston, Texas. So he's hoping, if he ends up getting the match, he wants his little sister to be in the front row seat to see his big brother in action. Now that shit is wholesome. But if Shane is possibly gonna make that dream come true, he's gonna have to take down the wannabe tribal menace, that being Haven. And the match is official for Haven trying pretty much to fight up against Haven. Or some shit like that. Now it's Haven pretty much managed to connect with the dropkick. Although we technically hate Haven at this point, we do gotta go ahead and give him his flowers though, because Haven had been put into a lot. Well, he's been through a lot, and not only that, he also been in a whole lot of company, preferably Lucha Underground, CMLL, AAA Lucha Libre, hell, even TNA for a few countless times. Like, Haven is literally one of those luchadors that's not backing down after anything. Whether Haven would be wearing a mask or not. Like, Haven actually is an excellent high flyer at heart. Although, by how we're looking at him now, I wouldn't say he even has a heart now. Compared to the Twirl of World DDT out on the outside. And now, pretty much Haven was using the shimmy just to piss people off. Pretty much for Haven, they're going for a springboard. Well, pretty much a springboard assisted DDT. And Shane Dillon is not buying any of it and decided, you know what, I'll use the springboard too, and go for a springboard clothesline. However, for Haven is not putting any into this, and now they're just saying, why the fuck am I fighting this opponent? I need a better one. And the fact that Haven decided to walk out with the Shadows, well, with the Shadows Championship, and it seemed that for Haven managed to ruffle a few feathers here. And from what Haven is technically giving us, or at least signaling us right now, wait a minute, I really did get a word from Ramirez Quinn saying that, oh, this is literally just Haven trying to piss off as many people as he can. It's only the beginning. But my question is, why would Ramirez Quinn be saying that? While in the background, during most of Haven's promo, you actually see Ramirez Quinn constantly on her phone, almost like that she's in an important phone call with somebody. Now we don't know who that Now I have no clue who that somebody is, but whoever it is, it might be important to Ramirez Quinn. Now for Haven just dropping Shane Dillon out onto the top well, not turnbuckle, but top springboard. Immediate kick out by Haven. Well, no, not Haven, but Dillon. Very much a charge punch by Haven. And now what for Haven trying to do, trying to stomp onto the right, well, pretty much stomp onto the right hand, well, a Dillon. And pretty much for Haven, literally trying to embed his whole boot, not only into the neck, but also the chest of Shane Dillon. Now for Haven, almost looking to finish off Shane. Shane managed to fight back, and now has him in position for the 3 dangerous letters, GTS. Well, by Shane Dillon. Cover now. And Haven grabbed the rope. Ever Shane Dillon like, oh, this bastard wanna, this one of these guys. All right, I know exactly how to handle one of y'all. Now for Haven man to get back up, running cutter ends up connecting. And now for Haven, is lining it up. Pearl now has him in position, lining him up for the 5-1-9. And see that Haven not finished yet, and there goes the top rope flip. And cover now by Haven. With Shane Dillon kicked out of 2. Don't like that Haven is deeply not finished and trying to tear open Shane Dillon. Or at least trying to tear him apart. And you go for the frog splash and it connects. Cover now. And Shane Dillon gets out of, well, managed to get out of 2. And Haven is thinking, what can I do to put this mutt back in his cage? And it's like for Haven, he just does not care. And there's the heel kick connecting by Haven. Well, no, not, well, yeah, actually. Now for Dillon, pretty much driving Haven into the corner, and now whatever Shane Dillon might have in store, and now decide to return the disrespect to Haven. I mean, you gotta get your exercise in somehow, and seeing that for Shane Dillon did exactly that. And pretty much the middle rope shoulder, pretty much the middle rope clothesline, missed. And now, whatever Haven tried to do, well, pretty much to Shane Dillon, almost looking to be a bit of head damage, well, for Shane. But now Haven, well, grabs him up and going for a seated spine buster. And now Haven's saying, time for a crash landing, and there's the frog splash connecting onto Shane Dillon, but it seemed that for Haven not finished, but instead he is. Cover now. And Haven would get the victory. But my question, why the hell is Haven decide to raise Ramirez Quinn's arm? She didn't even do anything. And I don't know about y'all, but I have a feeling that Ramirez Quinn had that one look in her eye, literally saying that I don't like where any of this shit is gonna go between both of us. And as Haven literally picked up a mic now and saying, listen, I'm done with all this bullshit. I want to fight a real opponent. And I'm going to fight him at XWA Last Stand. I don't care who it is. As long as he is good in the ring, then be my damn guest and get put your ass in the fucking ground. And here comes the general manager, Keith Richards. Alright, Haven, we heard enough from you. You want yourself a match that badly? Fine then. You'll be going up against a mystery opponent of my choice, well, at XWA Last Stand. So I say, you might want to get limbered up. Just saying. And whatever Keith Richards mean about that, it won't matter because Haven now has got a match at XWA Last Stand. But now if we go back into the ring, Austin, Texas. This is your main event of tonight. It's main event time here in Austin, Texas. And although technically, well, Angel's real name hasn't been finalized yet, we're still technically calling her Angel Rivera. And technically this is what would have been what Blue was technically talking about. Now for pretty much Angel is already in ring, and here comes her opponent. It's all like Kristen Wilson is home. And technically this would be considered to be the last like televised show before we officially hitch ourselves a plane ride to Houston. And now for Kristen Wilson, it's all fired up and ready as ever. Pretty much that she is technically a little teary-eyed, but since she is technically back in her home country, or at least back in her home state. But now for Kristen Wilson, pretty much saying, win or lose, I'm home. And now as your main event is underway, it's Angel Rivera versus Kristen Wilson. From what Blue is saying, that Angel Rivera is technically an op for him, but how can she be an op for him, where in reality it technically would have been an op for the women's division? Now we're back into this matchup now for the main event. We get see Angel Rivera pretty much trying to counter her way out of this fight. Kristen Wilson does the same. And pretty much now for Ripcord Lariat by Kristen Wilson. Cover now. And Angel Rivera kicks down 2. And now into the corner going for Kristen Wilson. A shoulder tackle by Kristen Wilson. Pretty much a flip and another shoulder tackle for good measure. And now, what the hell? Corey Graves, get your wife, please, because she's not here. Anyway, to Kristen Wilson say that, haha, I got your ass, and now Angel pretty much go for the wing clip. And what almost would have been 3, technically making that Angel Rivera's debut win, as I forgot to say that during her entrance, apologies. And now Angel Rivera going for a 450 flash, misses the target, and now Kristen Wilson saying, how about them apples with a standing moonsault? And now the top rope, massive elbow drop, misses the target. And now Angel Rivera pretty much trying to gain some speed, going for a head scissor. I want to say a head scissor head slam maybe? I don't fucking know. Now Kristen Wilson pretty much trying to put an end to Angel Rivera. As Angel literally just saying, I'm sorry about this, but it needs to be done. So now Angel Rivera pretty much having that look in her eye and judging from her body language, it's go time. And now Angel Rivera locking in for a Angel Slam. Well, pretty much the wing slam is what Angel Rivera called it, and that will earn her her first win as a debut. And ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for XWA Onslaught. Next up, XWA Last Stand. August 2nd. You guys don't want to miss it. And with that, good night everybody.